Gabby press commentary on Axios article. Main Street bus threatens the entire economy by Curtin A. Brown. December 5, 2025. Gabby press analysis and commentary on a better national economic growth strategy than Trump's tariffs and artificial intelligence policies. The Axios economic analysis. Curtin A. Brown, an economist at Axios, describes how small businesses in the United States are being financially decimated in this current global economy. There is both a geographic dimension and a technology innovation factor that she fails to mention as the cause of the small business distress. Excerpt from Axios article. Quote, "The big picture. The economic fortunes of mom-and-pop businesses are diverging from their larger counterparts. The dynamic is not new, but the divide is getting bigger, faster. It exposes a vulnerability for President Trump's economic agenda, which top officials have said is focused on reigniting Main Street businesses. Those small businesses reported a net loss of 120,000 jobs, the most small businesses have cut since the onset of the pandemic. Larger businesses grew, but not enough to offset the cuts elsewhere." Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick told CNBC that the small business job cuts were due to factors unrelated to tariffs, like immigration crackdowns. And Dorn Paceda's chief economist Nella Richardson explained that other macro factors that these small businesses are operating under were the cause of the small business financial disaster. End quote. Gabby press commentary and economic analysis. The Great American Betrayal. Trump's tariffs have an economic flaw for reviving economic growth in the United States, and Nella Richardson, also of Axios, is correct in pointing to macroeconomic factors as the flaw. All net new job growth in the U.S. is caused by capital investments in tiny companies, primarily in 9 high-technology clusters. Technology innovation occurs in defined geographic areas, primarily through face-to-face communication between skilled high-technology workers who live in those regions. The Great Economic Betrayal of 1992 moved production technology to China, along with the income and employment multipliers, which form the economic linkages for communication between high-skilled technology workers. Trump's tariffs leave the technology production in China, which allows the Chinese communists to continue stealing American technology. Increased government revenues from tariffs do not solve the technology innovation economic problem in the domestic economy because the national government cannot cause economic growth. The Chinese profits from U.S. trade since 2001 are the source of revenues for the increased Chinese military power. As Zero Hedge correctly points out in Warning, central banks cannot create jobs or growth. The Fed and other major central banks began using both policies in 2008. And since that time, the monetary insanity has only become even more insane. Collectively, central banks have now down over $12 trillion in key. These policies have proven to be absolute duds when it comes to economic growth or job creation. Macro Keynesian spending by the government does not create jobs or increase technology innovation. The U.S. inter-industrial supply chains were moved to China in 1992, and unless and until those supply chains move back to distinct technology metro regions in the U.S., no economic growth will occur in the domestic U.S. economy. Trump's tariffs, in conjunction with Trump's increased revenues for uncontrolled deployment of artificial intelligence and human-like robots, creates an immediate threat to national liberty and jobs. Anthropic CEO, makers of Claude AI, Dario Amodei, is already lobbying for government bailouts from AI-caused job loss. Axios, government will need to help retrain the post-AI workforce. Amodei explains that, quote, "We should be expecting job loss, and that the government has a role to play in helping the economy transition." Amodei has previously sounded alarms about AI's impact on jobs, telling Axios in May that half of all entry-level jobs could be gone in the next 5 years as a result of AI, causing the unemployment rate to soar to 10% to 20%. End quote. In an odd, unintended, ironic way, Amodei is correct in his statement that the government should step in, but just not in the way Amodei would like. All of Trump's policy of unregulated, uncontrolled private corporate deployment of AI and human-like robots needs to be placed under the dual control of states in the U.S. Congress. The public purpose, or social goal of corporate deployment of AI, is not production economic efficiency, as was used in the 1992 lies of corporate betrayal to globalism. The public purpose of AI deployment is the increased social welfare benefits and happiness of middle and working-class U.S. citizens. The Gabby Press Red State Economic Growth Solution. Gabby Press offers a detailed metro-regional economic growth strategy that is far superior to Trump's truncated tariff policy and his misguided policies on artificial intelligence. In Beneficial Economics, we describe that the red state economic solution requires the creation of Metro Citizens' self-managed securities markets that keep profits reinvested in the local economy and dollars recirculating in the metro region, insulated from Washington's regulatory or political interference. The economic solution requires a political constitutional solution because the current constitution has been corrupted beyond repair or redemption. New fair economic and political rules would foster the natural emergence of prosperity and social trust, just as Adam Smith described in 1776 in his book The Wealth of Nations. The goal of the Gabby Press economic growth strategy is increased rates of capital investment in distinct metro-regional industrial clusters based upon the recreation of face-to-face knowledge networks of U.S. skilled workers. The path forward for red state citizens. We offer 2 educational books for red state citizens to prepare for their task of reclaiming economic liberty. First, in Predatory Capitalism, we explain how large U.S. corporations betrayed the citizens with their lies about the benefits of globalism in 1992. Second, in our more recent book, Beneficial Economists, we explain how regional capital markets, in citizens' self-managed economies, promote technology innovation and economic growth. Our message to red state citizens is that no one is coming to rescue you from government tyranny or the third world status promised by the corporate deployment of AI. The government has failed the citizens. It is the responsibility of red state citizens to craft a new government and a more beneficial entrepreneurial capitalist economy. About Gabby Press. Gabby is short for the Great American Business and Economics Press. Gabby is the imprint publisher of books and blogs about topics related to American economic liberty and how fair constitutional rules create mutually beneficial financial outcomes for middle and working class citizens. Our website offers educational materials for ordinary common red state citizens to prepare for the urgent issues that confront the economic and political reality in the U.S. today. Buy our books direct from us at our website, www.gabbypress.com.